Yep. Hi everyone. Thrive Studio tonight, and I have a fantastic local guest on tonight, Max, Max. I nearly called you Max. Matt Oxenham from Cup and Cook at Coal Bay is my guest, and I tell you why. Thrive Studio is looking at how we have adapted to a massive, abrupt change to our normal way of living, and that means that magnificent cup of coffee that we all are addicted to most mornings. So, Matt, you are welcome. How are you tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I'm a regular at Cup and Cook at Coal Bay, and some of you will know Coal Bay as a beautiful bay in the middle of Blakehurst Connells Point in the St George area. Now, it's good that I've even got red and white colour tonight on our screen for Thrive Studio, because we have an absolute St George tragic fan here with us tonight. A little bit about Matt. He is an exceptional businessman and has a partner, and they together have had a number of businesses. And I'm going to let him tell you the rest. Off you go.
Oh, thanks. So yeah, hospitality is my life and all our lives here at home. Um, that's all we've ever done our whole lives. I've been doing it for 27 years. Started as a commie waiter
Wow.
in a silver service scenario down in Pier One Hub Watch Restaurant, 1991. That's where I learned all my wares and my skills. So service is very important, and that's something that I've held on to for all these years, and always wanted to run a business. We opened a business in Sans Souci in 2010, and that's where I
Yep.
met our partners now, Charles and his wife Bianca, who was our head chef. And when we finally sold Foodies after 7 years, we went over to Kyle Bay, and I asked Charles and Bianca to be our partners with my wife and partner Jancy, who's also active in the business. So we went from there, and look, we love it. It's just a challenge every day. It's fun. Everyone enjoys it, and our staff to enjoy it. It all sort of feeds down from us. So that's what we do, and we love serving customers. And it's been a challenging few months for everyone.
Mm,
And
mm.
here we are on the other side, nearly through to the other side. So
We are. And you've just said a couple of things in your introduction there that really relate to being a leader within your field. So Thrive Studio really was set up as a response to COVID when people were locked down, and I've gone into business for myself as well. So everyone's looking for an opportunity to connect. And because my work is in leadership, there are some great similarities, and there is nothing like being a host, I believe, either in the way that you lead, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your workplace. And hospitality goes to this notion of being a host as well. So you talked about service, Matt. I grew up in a newsagent, and we couldn't go down to the shop until we learned our 7 times tables, and we got sent home if we gave the wrong change. It would be a newspaper and a Beck's powder and maybe a packet of cigarettes in the morning for when the papers arrived, all the way down the highway from Sydney to Cooma. And the afternoon we used to get a newspaper as well. So our holidays, our weekends were spent in service. And what I love about Cup and Cook is that every one of your employees, every one of your family down there has customer service at the fore. There's never a grumpy look. It's always extremely pleasant. They can't do anything more for you than what is the best. And for leaders, it's the same. You are of service to those that you lead. So that's where I like to make the distinction. Yeah,
yeah, it's true. It all comes from the top.
it does. It
Uh,
does.
if you're angry,
And
they're angry. If you're happy, they're happy, and even if they make a mistake or you make a mistake, you just got to move through it, and it's okay. And we're all human. We are.
Well, that's the bottom line. And I imagine during the last few months, you've seen a lot of humanity
Oh,
because you've really had to adapt. And there were times when, yes, you were closed. I think, how long were you closed for in
so,
total?
so as government put us all through the downgrading steps of going from X amount of people in the room to 20 people in the room, 10 people in the room, and then finally it was takeaway only. It was all happening, and we didn't even know if the takeaway only was going to hold.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
decided to close that Sunday. The people weren't really taking this COVID serious. Our customers, some customers, some were, but it was just all the unknown. So we were afraid.
mm,
We wanted to protect our staff. We had a pregnant barista, and we have kids
mm,
who are asthmatic, and all these other things whirling through our heads. What do we do? What's the
yeah,
future holding? This has never happened before. For once, the world was experiencing the same problem at the same time. So we just decided to sit back,
yeah,
see what everyone else was doing, get our game plan on about taking our business to a different business, a new model of a business, which was
yeah.
take. All of a sudden, we were allowed to serve alcohol takeaway, accompanied by we had an alcohol license, but people could get a bottle of wine if they needed it. We sold bread, we sold milk, we sold eggs. You know what? You could buy anything at Cup and Cook during these times. Everything was for sale. Sure, you need some sugar sachets. Yeah, go over and grab them, or a fresh loaf of bread. Just the little things. People didn't want to go to the main shops. It'd
Yeah.
be a lot of people. So if they can get a coffee, a newspaper, some eggs with us, we were their one-stop shop. And after a couple of weeks, we then decided to do some different types of take-home meals, and we managed to keep on all our chefs. Great, because not all of them were
Oh,
keeper. There was some,
yeah.
sevens. There was some other students from overseas. There was a new chef that we'd taken on who we wanted to keep. So we decided to do three meals a week where you can come and pick up these home cooked meals. Then we did some paella nights, which was great.
Yes.
We got a paella chef to come in, which was awesome. We did a little bit of entertainment on the sides, a bit of dancing, a bit of fake guitar playing. We just wanted people to just feel at ease, and feel normal
Yeah.
and have a bit of laughter in these uncertain times.
Well, you did a really good job because I watched it evolve. And as a local, like many locals are out walking their dogs, which has been one of the major pluses, I believe, that people are out enjoying the fresh air. They're, even though we're, in the early days, been quite respectful being apart from each other. But the notion that you could still get a coffee in a cup from you guys was quite comforting in a way. There was still some normal there, or
Or
something there that got you out of your headspace, out of the office, because how many people are working from home?
yeah,
Absolutely amazing. And all those coffees that they used to pick up on their way off the trains, past their favourite baristas, up the lifts to their office, back down again, up and down. They were doing a similar thing in the suburbs where they could get a takeaway.
yeah,
And so the pivoting or pirouetting, somebody said to me the other day, it's doing the dance. You've actually done a dance to make this all happen and keep your beautiful family down there. It's been quite extraordinary. Yeah.
yeah. Look, every day we were waiting for news that something came from the government, and it was just uncertain. What do we do, and how far do we take it, where it might change straight away? How much effort do we put in to a new game plan where it might just change the next day? It was hard. It was challenging. Like everyone's been challenged, and we just had to, just keep a smile on our face. Um, create. We created. We built up our ordering app, which is called Hey You, which
Mm-hmm.
doubled overnight. We've got 120 new customers in 3 days after we did a little promotion through our socials, and they could order ahead, and they didn't have to linger around or be around other people. There was social
Yeah.
distance. We were dropping them into people's cars, into their sun. They didn't have to get out. They were giving us out their number plates, and we were taking them to the window of their car. They would say, "I'm up on near number 44, Kyle Parade. Please bring it up," and we did. And
Oh, wow.
it was just one of those things. Young mums who needed a coffee, who had the kids in the car, risking life to get a coffee. We had other customers, Dobra, who came back from France with her husband, went on a skiing trip, and had to return after 3 days. Put on a packed, in her 60s, put on a packed train from France to England, and then in panic, and then got home, had to self-isolate for 2 weeks. So every morning we would take coffee up, sometimes a bottle of wine if she needed it for later on in the day. Just the community was so overwhelming. They were unbelievable. Harriet, you're beautiful. Like, everyone just really just dug in deep and supported us, and we could only do. We wanted to do everything for everyone around us. It was amazing.
Well, that's the lovely thing. It's been reciprocated, hasn't it? So your service, doing what you love and wanting to be, provide the best service that you can, comes back to you. It's like you've paid forward in generosity of spirit and service, and the same for your customers doing back. So that's why they want to support you, for sure.
3 years, we've built up these all our great community and people that come from afar as a destination. It's just it's amazing. It just it really it just made us sit back and thank them and be overwhelmed by their generosity.
Well, I'm glad you've been able to tell us a little bit about your app and your coffee sales. I imagine must have just gone off the Richter, because with all the people working from home there, different levels and numbers of families, lots of people living in homes. And this afternoon, I did look up some of the Bureau of Statistics for what happened during COVID for retail business, retail trade, and there's reports done every month. So the report stopped in March because that's when COVID started, and so they've just released one for May and April and May. And what was interesting was, I've got them here. Cafes, restaurants and takeaway food services, they were down, they predicted, and have the results to say they were down 35.4%. Clothing, footwear and personal accessories, down 53.6%. Now, I don't know if that's true, because I've got a lot of girlfriends who got packages from couriers and Australia Post every day. So I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And food generally was down about 17.4. So cafes, restaurants and takeaways, well, they really have felt the brunt of it, haven't they?
Sure. And some places it wasn't worth to reopen with their limited seating and floor space. So, lucky we've got a good 120, 130 square metres. So with the 4 metre square rule, we could get, around 30, 35 people in.
Which
is hard to police, to be honest. Everyone just wants to come in and, add babies, add prams, add high chairs. Your gaps get...
And it's likely that you've got inspectors also checking this. So you wouldn't want to put yourself on the line like that either. Yeah.
And just keeping safety paramount. And each shift you have someone in charge of just sanitising, like a sanitising marshal, let's say, who's just in charge of really sanitising. I have to tell customers, be careful, you might slip off the table. There's so much sanitizer on this one.
I would say they'd be pleased to hear that, actually. So
it's important. It's important, and not just.
So you're a family man as well. So you not only managed and ran your business and had to regroup nearly every couple of weeks. You've also got a young family, and so there would be ways to work with them. So what happened during the times that you were off? What did you find happened for you and your family?
Oh, look, so in year 5, Louis to junior school. He was on a bus and train most days on being 10 and a half, which is okay.
Yeah.
And so when COVID hit, we decided, and he sort of missed his friends a little bit at Mater Day. So we decided, because we're both working, we couldn't take him to school, and we pulled him out of Waverley and put him back into the local Catholic school because obviously travel on board wasn't safe. So that's one thing that changed for us. All our kids are asthmatics, so tree was, paramount to us. Apart from that, look, we've got a beautiful neighbourhood where we live in Beverley Park, next to Jubilee Avenue, and our neighbours have a few young kids as well. So we managed to not bend the rules, but we managed to keep social distancing paramount. We knocked down a fence in the front yard, set up a 3-metre table tennis.
Great.
So we could still play table tennis with the neighbours. That was also a communal dinner table a few times during COVID. Look, everyone just had to adapt and do right for well-being and mental health.
Well, there's some things now that I think we don't want to give up. And one of those would be that table tennis table. You're obviously a very creative and innovative thinker. And together with the kids, I mean, kids come up with the most amazing ideas. I know my little grandson who's 4 here, get to see him a fair bit, and his imagination is absolutely amazing, to the point where he likes to dress up and play dress ups and get into character. So I usually tune in to see what he's got on. So if he's got the Hulk costume on, I know he's the Hulk for that day. So I've got to be up to date with how I talk to the Hulk. Mainly he loves Spider-Man though. So, I look at him and I go, "Hello, Peter. Is it Peter today?" And he goes, "Yes, Carrie Mo, it's Peter Parker." Anyway, so I'm Peter Parker today. So one afternoon, I said to him, "We've got to go. You're going to come to Carrie Mars for, give Mummy a break. Come to Carrie Mars." And he said, "Yes." But I said, "We've got to go to a shop on the way home." "Oh, are you going to buy me something?" I said, "No, I'm going to buy Carrie Mars something." So I took him to the costume shop, and I now am the proud owner of a Wonder Woman costume, right? Because he always, as a little baby, when I had him here and I'd give him a bath before he went home or something, he'd always play with the little Wonder Woman Lego that's only about this big, it's magnetised, and he'd pull the head off while we were getting dried and all that sort of stuff. So it's always Wonder Woman. So his eyes nearly popped out of his face. But it's interesting because when I think the reason that I bring the kids up is they're our future, right? This is what we're doing this for. So, it's really important that we all have, I believe, a responsibility for what we leave behind, because we're in the box a long time. Now, a number of times St George haven't been winning grand finals at the moment. You probably want to be in the box a bit longer, but it's a way that something that we have to leave. So if you had a message for the world, Matt, right now after COVID, or as we're coming out of it, because I don't think this is going to stop here. I think we're getting used to a different way of interacting and being isolated because it's a health issue for the population. But if you had a message for the world, and that means your children and my grandchildren and the next generation, what might it be?
Sure. Look, positivity. Every situation has a silver lining. You've got to be positive. If you're positive with your kids and your workmates and your friends, you just create your own positivity around else. So that's quite important, I think. And my wife, Jancy, she tells me all the time, just be positive. And we just brush things off. Happiness, mindfulness, equality, it all starts at home. So all those 4 things.
I think I'm not surprised, because Jancy has always got a smile on her face, and she's forever being interested about how you are, all that type of thing. So it's a good combination to have, because you're role models for your kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think might happen now as we come out of this? Do you think there still will be a lot of restrictions for for cafes, restaurants?
Yeah. So looking at Melbourne, what's going on just shows that latency can spike things and get us back or go backwards. So just look, sanitizing tables is what has to be done in normal wage stuff. We've always done that. Obviously, we didn't wipe down chairs and bunket seats and take temperatures and get people to log in when they. But just it definitely will change a lot of things. Who knows what the future holds with this dilemma at the moment? It's definitely tested the world all at once. Yeah, you just got to wash your hands and be positive.
Do it.
Not hug people and just keep doing.
That's one of the hardest things, isn't it? You haven't seen people in ages. One of the hardest things to do.
The human race, interacting. We love touching, and it's a form of compassion. And how are you? So, just got to be patient.
Well, your workplace is a very happy place, and I'm sure you have your trials and tribulations every day. Little mix-ups, someone doesn't get the right coffee, someone gets something spilled on them, all that sort of. There's an accident in the kitchen, you name it. Your deliveries don't arrive, all that sort of stuff. But it's a happy place, and I've never experienced it any other ways. And I do think that what you're involved in is all about leading yourself for your business, working with your partner. So that would be an experience as well, because he's in the kitchen and you're front of house.
Partners,
there'll be a lot of collaboration there. Yeah.
Our socials. So, four-way partnership. We're all just as important as each other. And it's worked well so far. So, yeah, can't wait what the future holds.
And
yeah.
So I'm going to say, give yourself a really big plug.
Oh, thank you, Kerry.
You don't have a siesta hat on tonight or a Dragons jersey, but you can give yourself a major plug, Matt, because I hope we get this out and about, and your business awards might just go up once again.
Thank you, Kerry. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you, Kerry.
Pleasure. So, listeners, if you're interested in getting the best cup of coffee, not just in the St. George area or just before Tom Ugley's Bridge, but the whole of Australia, I reckon, and it pretty well beats much of what I drink in Europe when I'm there, and definitely beats what I drink in America. Absolutely shocking. There's a project for you, Matt. Go down to Cup and Cook. Just near the Green, Kyle Bay. It's a beautiful drive. You can take yourself in, have something there, have a walk around. That's park across the road. Kids are there. But what you will find is some of the best customer service and a real leader with his partner, Charles, in producing and providing a beautiful service of community for the people who come every day. So thanks, Matt. I'll wave to you in the morning as I walk past, and I'll see you again. Thanks to Jancy for letting us help you. I know it's probably close to bedtime for the kids.
Yeah, do an elbow tap if you want.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.